Hello guys, welcome back to TirsbaekTV. Today we're fitting some brand new trailing arms to Nisse's V8.
That is right, it's about time I'm getting some new arms and bushings as well, so we're going to be doing a complete change. So what we got here is what we need to be putting onto my car today. Hopefully it'll be driving up these parts. We got brand new trailing arms here. Got them from adrenaline4x4.co.uk. What's special about these ones compared to your standard ones are these are angled at 3 degrees, which is, if you got a 2-inch lift like I have, you need to get 3 degrees just to get the perfect stabilization for your vehicle. So my one's right now running the stock one from what I can see, because the previous owner who put 2-inch lift on it didn't change the arm, so I'm going to be doing that now. And while we're doing that, I also need to get new bushings. So I've got these polyurethane bushings from Flowflex. Never tried them before, I thought I'll give them a go. They look quite good. And the ones I got on now is rubber. The difference between the polyurethane and the rubber ones are that the rubber a bit better if you're just using it as a daily driver on the highway or not very off-roady, but if you want to live a bit more stiffer, suspension and traveling, you need polyurethane. And these ones are also better for grease. If you got different kind of things that will eat away at the rubber ones, polyurethane a bit more resistance in that matter, so they should be quite good. And, I can't wait to try them on and see what they're like compared to the ones I've got now. The point where you know you need new bushings on your Defender is when you're doing any kind of axle traveling, or if you're braking very hard, you can hear a clunk sound. That is the rubber, and the little metal tubers inside that thing is starting to hit the sides, which means it's about time you get new bushings in there. Mine have had that for about a year now, so it's about time to get that changed. Another thing you can look at is in here, where you got this piece. If this piece is torn of any kind, this one isn't, I don't think any of mine are, but this piece is torn or anything, you need to also be changing that as fast as possible, because that is just a hazard and you won't be able to control your car as well. So those are kind of indications you need to look at. That's both here, where it connects to the axle, and also the front bit. You need to look after and see if that's got any sign of wear or tear, then you need to be changing it.
When trying to remove the old rear trailing arms, we discovered one of our most stubborn bolts ever.
These are very tight.
Increasing leverage or getting bigger tools made no difference. So after a couple of hours on one bolt, sparks began to fly. Literally.
Well, like that. This one goes on that side and this one gets pulled onto the chassis. So what you can see here is the old ones that we go off and the new one. What I mentioned about the 3 degrees offset is where these ones are completely straight, goes down to the axle. These ones got a tiny bend to it, which means that these 3 degrees make sure that it compensates for the lift that the car's got. So it actually doesn't move the axle. The car got here doesn't move the axle that way, but it just goes straight up and down. So you don't get the axle closer to the middle or further to the back. So that's the main reason why I want to get the 3 degrees compared to the standard ones. But you can kind of clearly see the difference between them.
You look like you've been coal mining.
Do I? I feel like I have.
If we find a bolt that takes 2 hours to get off again, can you just buy a new car?
Yeah. But my theory is that when you're driving off-road, the first bit that's going to get proper muddy is the rear bit. Because the wheels are here and these are the ones that do the splashy bit. I think when you splash it here, it will hit the rear axle and not the front axle as much. That's why these ones are easier to get out compared to the front ones. Or these might just be broken.
Well, these are almost in front of the front wheels anyway.
Yeah, they are. These two ones are, but it is also the front ones, I'm afraid, are the bad ones, because every time I brake or accelerate, as I said, I hear this clunking sound. So if I'm braking down here, like clunk, clunk. And I don't know if it's the suspension that does it, or if it is the bushings, but I do believe it is the bushings doing that clunk sound, especially on this side over here. So that's why we're getting rid of them now. And also at the MOT, he said I might want to replace these soon, the bushings in there. I haven't seen any kind of damage on them yet, but I guess we have to get them out first. So here we got the old one off, and we got the new one next to it. What I talked about different sizes when you order these trailing arms is that you might think of a Defender but not completely. The previous owner might have gotten an axle which was from a Discovery. The Discovery one's got what's called the wider trailing arms, which are 44mm from what I believe, which means if you read on here, on this bit would read 44. And if you then put the narrower Defender trailing arms on, which are 38, they might not fit. So before you go out and order new arms for your Defender, go out, take your measurement tool, have a look, see what size are they. This one is 38, and this one is a bit wider because they're newer, but yeah, about 38 as well. So these ones should fix straight onto it, which also means that I've got Defender axle, not because there's anything bad of having a Discovery axle, just you don't quite know what the previous owner done to it. But I did this before I ordered my arms, so I'm completely sure I got the right ones. But if you're thinking about getting new trailing arms for yours, just go out and have a quick measurement of it before you order.
So while we spent the whole time exclaiming how well everything's been going, we've just discovered that we put the one on the left hand side on the wrong way round. So now we've had to take it back off again. Although you don't actually have to strictly put them on one way or the other, the writing is obviously meant to be on the outside of the car, and yeah, we want it to look good, so we're going back to square one. And it wasn't even us that noticed, it was actually on Instagram of all places, because I've been posting on our Instagram story, and someone noticed that they were the wrong way round. And so here we go again. We've just come up to the Land Rover Experience test track, as you can see, to allow for some articulation and test out whether these new trailing arms have actually fixed all that knocking and banging sound that Nisse gets when he's doing that kind of driving. So I just filmed that, but it's now like pissing it down with rain. So I'm making a swift escape back to my car, and then we need to figure out how to do an intro without getting wet. I mean an outro, not an intro, whatever. You know what I mean? So there we have it. We found a way to film an outro with keeping the camera dry by putting it in the back of my car, which is absolutely genius. I don't know why we didn't think of that. All you need is an entire Land Rover for your tripod. Anyway, you report no bangs, no knocks, no nothing?
No knocks, no nothing. It's like a new Titanic I'm driving now.
A new Titanic?
Yeah,
so it'll sink at some point?
Probably, not right
just
now.
a little more time until that happens again.
So it's a lot better. Huge improvements. Every time I brake now, every time I accelerate, you don't hear that clunk sound from the bushings hitting the metal. We just did this whole track around here and everything seems to work fine. No sounds, no nothing.
Well, it's a good thing we got that Just Offender Things sketch filmed before we decided to fix those trailing arms. And also thank you to Brendan, who was the guy who sort of noticed that we'd put the trailing arms on the wrong way round, which is amazing that he managed to notice that from an Instagram story and we didn't notice it in person. Yeah. But just goes to show that we aren't professionals and we keep reiterating that.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you so much for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next video.